Hey, hey! So today I'm going to be talking with you about the 6 things that you must include in your client onboarding process to make sure that you have a seamless, client experience for that new individual who just said yes to you, and also to make sure that you are doing everything you can to create that 5-star client experience. So my name is Jerisha Hawk. I am the creator of a high-ticket program called Services That Sell, and I teach coaches and consultants a very simple way to enroll high-ticket clients consistently. And I think a lot of the time we get very much focused and caught up on, okay, what do we need to be doing right now to convert clients? What are our revenue generating activities? Like, we get so focused and caught up on, sales, that some of the time we aren't fully preparing ourselves for what to do once we get the yes, right? We're so focused on what we need to do before the yes in regards to okay, what content do I need to be creating? How do I create more high value content? How do I nail down my sales process and confidently speak on my sales calls? But few people are talking about, okay, now that you have the client, what comes after? What do you do? Getting the money, bringing in the money, doing the marketing is part of the transaction. It's part of the situation. But you need to also have a process in place to seamlessly and confidently enroll the new client that just said yes to you. So I want to chat with you today about really the 6 things that I recommend that I think you must include in your client onboarding process, okay? So I guess the first question I'm interested to know, and just pop in the comments, keep this honest, is do you have a client onboarding process? If you do have a client onboarding process, just type yes. If you do not have a client onboarding process, type no or not yet. Many individuals, if you're just winging it right now, meaning that you're kind of just throwing spaghetti at the wall, you're out here in full on hustle mode, trying to get clients, not knowing what to do when you get a client, not really sure there's no consistency, meaning that you want to enroll a client, you're having to manually and do things on the back end. You're kind of customizing it every single time. There's no repetition, there's no consistent process. And I see some of you guys actually do have a client onboarding process, which is great, but I'm going to share with you 6 things that you need to make sure that you include. So definitely just evaluate whether or not you have all these elements right now in your client onboarding process, okay? So the very first thing that you want to have in your client onboarding process is a new client welcome email. And what I mean by that is it's the introductory email, the thing that a client gets right after they give you their credit card information, right after they submit their payment. And this is where you're really welcoming them into your program and giving them a high level overview of what they actually bought, what you just sold them, and also detailing out what the next steps are, right? I think a lot of the time we get so focused on, okay, how do we get the yes, that we have to also make sure that we're making it very clear to the client, especially if you're delivering a service, what the process is going to be from here on out and what they can expect. So the very first thing you want to have in your client onboarding process is a welcome email. And like I said, that's the thing that gets automatically or should be automatically sent out right after that payment is collected. So the second thing after your welcome email I think is really important, especially if you're delivering a service, is having a welcome packet. And what I mean by a welcome packet, this is more of typically it comes in a PDF format, but it really breaks down and makes it very clear, very plain what the expectations are of your relationship, what they can expect from you, what you expect of them, kind of laying out more in detail what the step-by-step process is of your entire service and deliverability, not just what steps you're going to be taking them through, your methodology, your framework, but what the clear deliverables are from each one of those steps. And like I said, you're just kind of going more in depth on what they can expect and really just starting to communicate clear boundaries and clear expectations. I'm not sure about you. I'm not sure if you've ever dealt with this with a client, but where there's scope creep, meaning that they start asking for things outside of what was initially agreed upon, or There's no clear expectations around what happens if they miss a call, what happens if they fail to make payment, what happens, just these little things I think we don't think about in the beginning because we're so caught up on we just want a client. But we need to also make sure that we are setting very clear, structured boundaries about if this, then that type of situation. Okay. So after you make your client welcome packet, the third thing you want to do is surprise and delight. Especially if you're dealing with high ticket clients where clients are investing, $1,500 plus to work with you. You want to do what and even if they're doing less than that, but especially if you have a high ticket client, you want to make sure that you are creating that premium experience. And one thing with that is how can you start doing some more surprise and delight? So one of my favorite things to do is to send gifts. I love sending gifts. So you want to make sure that, you have something in place where you can send a physical gift or a digital gift to this new client to really welcome them into working with you. That small touch, something that's $20, $50, $100 or whatever, depending on the price point of your signature service, or your high ticket offer can really just, help that, again, when somebody first pays you and they become a new client, emotions are at the highest point that they will be, right? So it's like, what can you do just to make sure that to capitalize on that high energy that's taking place is knock it out of the park with, sending something in the mail or sending something via online that really does connect with that individual and just shows that like, hey, you appreciate them being a client and here's a way that you're kind of expressing that via a gift. So after that, after a welcome gift, the fourth thing that you want to make sure that you have in your client onboarding process is a client contract. Yes, I'm talking legality. I'm talking about making sure that you are really crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and no matter what, regardless of the price point of your service, especially if you're doing high ticket, you want to make sure that you have a contract in place. Right? Like you're no longer in the phase or in the process where you're just running a side hustle, right? If you are offering high ticket premium services, you need to start treating your business like a legitimate business. So you want to make sure that you have a client contract in place. And the client contract, the whole purpose of this is similar to what we were talking about in the welcome packet, but it's to make sure that there are clear expectations of what you are expected to deliver, like what your responsibility is to the client, but also you want to protect yourself in that regard, but you also want to protect your client. So you want to communicate what they can expect from you, what you expect from them. You want to make sure that there's confidentiality, like that language is very clear and very plain to that individual and to that client. What happens in the case of termination? Do you offer termination? Is there opportunity for termination? Things like that. You want to make sure that you have a client contract in place, just to make sure that things are clear, things are solid, and that you are you have yourself protected and your client is also protected by this legal document. So after your client contract, after that, you want to have an intake questionnaire. And what I mean by an intake questionnaire, when you're delivering a service, a lot of the time there's information that you need to collect from this new client so you can have all the information that you need to properly prepare yourself to start creating whatever deliverables it is. So let's say, for example, you're a website designer, right? You're creating a new website for a real estate agent. But in order for you to build out their website, you may need to have their typography. You may need to have their brand identity. You may need to know their brand colors. You may need to have their all of their website copy, the actual, the text that's going to go on the website. You may need to have their branded, business photos. Like there's information and things that you need to collect from them before you're able to start, executing on your deliverables. So you want to have that new client intake questionnaire. So right in the very beginning, you can get all the information that you need to be successful. So you're not having to keep pinging your new client for all this stuff as the process goes on. And after your intake questionnaire, the last thing you want to do is to set up your systems so this entire process is automated. And what I mean by that, we just mentioned 5 different things, the email, the welcome packet, the client gift, the client contract. and the intake questionnaire. If you are having to manually send all of those things, you are spending a lot more time and effort that's really not necessary for you to be doing. And especially if you're a solopreneur and you don't have any team members, your software can be your virtual assistant, because there is software out there that you can automate this entire process, that the second they sign a contract, the intake questionnaire gets sent out automatically. So you want to make sure that you have your systems in place to automate every aspect of the client experience, okay? So I want to share something with you guys. For those of you guys who are already in Services That Sell, or if you are considering joining Services That Sell, Services That Sell is my premium program. It's called Services That Sell, and it's an 8-week online academy where I teach you how to enroll high-ticket clients consistently. And one of the awesome bonuses that we are offering with the new Services That Sell 2.0 version, enrollment closes in just a few days. But one of the things that we are offering all of the new students that enroll in Services That Sell is our client onboarding kit. So I want to share with you guys a bit of what I was just describing here with you, so you guys can get an understanding of what I mean. So when you enroll in Services That Sell 2.0, one of the bonuses that we are offering and that you will receive, like I mentioned, is the client onboarding kit, where you will get every one of the 6 things that I just mentioned to you. So when you enroll in the program, you'll click in here, and in here you'll see all of these different modules of the 6 things that we think are truly imperative to your client onboarding success. So you get the welcome email template. And inside of here, like literally, you will get the copy and paste template of what you need to include. You will get the welcome packet. And we've really simplified this for our students. We know that a lot of our clientele is not at a point yet where they're able to start investing in graphic designers or outsourcing some of this work. So we've put together a Canva template that's already ready for you to go. You can download this to your Canva platform, and you can just go in and literally edit whatever it is that you need right inside of here. So literally all you have to do is just update the text. And once you update the text, download that Canva template, change the brand colors to match yours, and you're ready to go. We also are providing all of my favorite places to buy gifts and a client contract template. This is something that I use in my business to this day. It is a very similar contract template to the one I personally use, but I realize also that a lot of our clients, when they're just getting started or when they're in the beginning stages of growing their business, having to invest in a lawyer or having an outside attorney invest in that can be very pricey. So we're just including the client contract template inside of this. So you'll have literally the full contract that you need to start enrolling your clients. We're also giving you the questions that we ask our clients in the intake questionnaire, and then also offering you all of the systems that we use and we recommend, so you can completely automate your client onboarding process. So that was a lot. And I'm so excited that this is something that we are giving now to our new Services That Sell 2.0 students. So if you've been considering joining in Services That Sell, if you are a coach, a consultant, a strategist, or a freelancer, and you are ready to start packaging a high ticket offer, selling it consistently online, and you're ready to start generating, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 per month in your business, this is something that I highly recommend that you go check out and just see if it's a good fit for you. You can visit servicesthatsell.com or click the link above or below to learn more. If you have any questions at all, and you're not sure whether or not this is the best fit for you or what have you, there's a little yellow chat box on the bottom right-hand corner of this sales page. So you can visit that, ask a question. I will be there personally answering all of those requests. So I just recommend that you guys go check it out. But this is one of the awesome bonuses that we're providing. The value of the client onboarding kit is $497. I mean, getting a client contract template on your own, if you were to go purchase that, is at least $300 or $400. And then we're also, like I said, the welcome email, the client onboarding, the welcome packet, and you don't have to hire a graphic designer. We're literally giving you the template. You can just download it to your Canva platform, update the information with your details and download it, and you're ready to go. And then all the recommended systems that we suggest so you can completely automate your client onboarding experience. It's like literally having a virtual assistant through software. So this is a new bonus that we're offering just for Services That Sell 2.0 students. So I highly recommend that you just go check out the sales page, servicesthatsell.com. If you're ready to start, really getting up-leveling your business, increasing your rates, charging based off of value and not hourly, just go check it out, okay? So if you have any questions, just use that little yellow chat box in the bottom right-hand corner of the sales page. And I really hope this was helpful for you so you can start to create a seamless client onboarding experience for your business. So I hope to see you inside of Services That Sell. Talk to you guys soon.